Just tell me when it's good.
My family's from Chile, and they came over here through political asylum. So I was a first generation Aussie. So I grew up with my grandmother. Literally in my grandmother's house, it was just like Engelbert Humperdinck and Julio Iglesias. And like a bunch of salsa music and music from South America.
That makes a lot of sense now that you say that. The full hip swinging.
Yeah, exactly. But then there was like my godfather and his brother. They were into like NWA and LL Cool J.
Hectic.
And like they used to wear like the big flare pants and like the big hair. Like it looked ridiculous. But it's kind of cool looking back at all that time and seeing those influences and how they kind of affect me now.
When I was really young, a lot of it was just my old man loved blues music. Every time we'd be hanging out at home on a Saturday arvo or something like that, I'd just be like little ghetto blaster pumping blues music. And then when I got a bit older, I was like, yeah, I'll play some guitar. And you start with the basics obviously, but then pretty quickly it's like Hendrix, Jimmy Page, classic psych rock stuff, and that kind of leads on to newer things, I guess, like Guns N' Roses, Angus Young. We listened to a lot of punk rock, and then that sort of led me on to Sublime, which was like a bit of a conglomeration of like punk and reggae. And me and my mates were really into that. We used to have a skate ramp just down the back here when I was like 15 years old, and we just take the stereo down there, just crank Sublime and just skate all afternoon. And we were like, you know what, we should learn how to like play some stuff like this. This is pretty cool. And at the same time, had some mates who were pretty into hip hop, and we used to just go out like dragging other people in like Commodores. And the only album we had in the car was Snoop, Doggy Style, roll around in Magna, just with that on repeat for like hours on end, like going through the Macca's drive-through.
I was listening to Frank Sinatra in high school.
I don't know anyone else who was listening to Frank in high school.
Right. And I was just like, what is this music? But then I started singing it, and Mum was like, you're kind of good at that jazz shit, Carlos. And I'm like, no, girls were kind of into it then.
Not then.
I was always singing. My mum says that, she heard me just like singing along to stuff, not really making sense, like on the radio. Nothing much has really changed since then. I still don't make sense. And she started putting me in singing lessons, and I kind of always sung since then, How about you, Jimmy?
I guess when I was about 13 or 14, I was like, you know what I want to do? I just want to play like rock and roll. My first electric, it was like Fire Engine Red, a Nathan Cavalieri signature model PV guitar. And he was a bit of a legend. Like he was like 9 years old on Hey Hey It's Saturday, just ripping solos with like Diesel and stuff. And the only song I could play at the time was Come As You Are by Nirvana, and I think I played that for about 3 months straight until my folks were like, you should probably go learn how to play some other stuff because it's starting to drive us nuts. Did some lessons with a dude who used to live next door to us. When I left school, me and some buddies were like, let's start a band that's like Sublime, and we just started going around playing like reggae music along the beach here on the Goldie, and girls seemed to really like it, and we were like, this is pretty good.
Pretty good.
I reckon we're onto something here. Let's keep playing this kind of stuff. We went along for a long time, did a lot of touring, and in a way I feel like that kind of evolved into Bootleg. Sublime and then later on the Gorillas were like bands that I thought like, wow, there's no rules to this stuff. Like you can have a hip hop drum beat, reggae style walking bass line, guitar solos and ripping like rock and roll guitar over the top, and then you combine like, rapping with like sweet melodies or yelling, through a distorted microphone. That's exactly all the things I really like. A bit reggae, a bit hip hop, a bit rock and roll, a bit punk. I feel like I haven't really developed or changed much since I was about 16 years old. Having a lot of fun doing it still, and that's the main thing. Mum reckons I rip, so that's good enough for me.
Yeah.
Love you, Mum.
And everybody here knows I'm taking over all the little pieces of my unofficial mind. Keep pushing me in line. I'm feeling awesome blind. I'm speeding up with the time.